right, and we're back. I'm gonna get our little dice roller loaded up, but while we're doing that, let's do some introductions. I hope you can still hear me. I know I swapped. Okay. All right. Starting with um, Pat.
Hello, and welcome to my lair. No, I'm just kidding. Um, Hi, I'm Pat, aka Spider Queen Long. You can find me on Twitter at long_spider. I co-run the Diesel Shot Twitch stream, which streams pretty much every day now, developing our Change Stars game that we successfully kickstarted 2 months ago. And when we're not deving, you can find us in the evenings playing other games. For instance, tomorrow night we will be playing our ongoing Fallout campaign, and you can catch us at 8:30 to whenever for Fallout. I wear a vault suit. It's very fun. Friday, I might be doing something. Not sure about that. And Saturday, we're celebrating our 2-year anniversary, as well as a number of other celebratory occasions. And we're going to be doing a one-on-one mothership game with myself and my co-runner, Lee. And then on Monday, we return for High Roads, which is our ongoing D&D campaign. And Tuesdays, we are found on various different sites. My collaborator Lee is on the Tabletop Anthologies Twitch stream, and you can find me after that on Garblog Games. And that brings us back around to Fridays. I'm on Garblog Games 4 to 7, playing Vampire the Masquerade, my very first time. It's super exciting. We are shovelheads. And yeah, I think that about sums it up. And tonight I'm probably going to be playing a dragoness, greedy and
Ooh.
lustrous of earth metals and such. Should be great fun. I've been following this Kickstarter from the beginning, and I couldn't be more excited to be playing the game and supporting the Kickstarter by spreading the word. So, woo! Defiant! All right.
Ooh.
Let's
Yeah.
go!
Count these backers.
That's
Wow.
me.
And I said it in chat just so I can say it here. Do you develop so much that you call it deving for short, just to save time? Is that correct? Is that what I got from that?
Oh, oh yes. We don't have time for the full word. Not in the dev biz, as they say. We don't have time for the word business either. Too much of a mouthful.
Hmm. All
The
right.
dev
Yeah.
biz.
Of course. You. All right. Party Wipe Games.
Hi, I'm Rendis of Party Wipe Games. You can catch us most days of the week at our channel, Party Wipe Games. Kind of going through the same routine that Pat did. Mondays is a free space currently. Tuesdays, we play Vampire the Masquerade, where we are not filthy sabots. We are dedicated Camarilla. The one time we tried to play Anarchs, it was a horrible dumpster fire, and we promptly abandoned that game. But nonetheless, my coterie is fantastic. I'm the storyteller for that Vampire the Masquerade game. Shay is also a player in it. She has inadvertently started a Thin Blood revolution that none of the players are aware of, even though I just told her. Wednesdays is normally also a free space for me to recover and rest from my awful, awful work schedule. Thursdays, normally we would be recording for Trudvang, but I really don't know what's going on with that anymore. So we might be doing Mitch's new game that got successfully kickstarted as well, because that had been something we had talked about doing after Trudvang. So maybe it's time to just twist his
Ooh.
arm into running that. Um, Fridays. I do anything on Fridays? Yes, of course I do. Don't yell at me, Scribbles. I remember that we played Cold on Fridays. We didn't
You
play
won't had
last
me
week.
offended.
I know.
Whew.
Yes, I am the amazing, awful storyteller that puts wonderful people like Scribbles through horrible situations with dogs that may not be evil, in a search to find a missing sibling. And Saturdays, we have a new 5th edition game being run by a long-term member of Party Wipe Games who wanted to try their hand at DMing, so he's been doing a fantastic job, and it'll be the second episode this week. So looking forward to that. Sundays, we play Weird World War II, a Savage Worlds themed game run by another member of Party Wipe Games and Swindler's Den, a wonderful man named Phyllis. He put together a World War II fantasy themed game where we are resistance fighters. Shay and I also play in that one, and it's pretty great. That's it for me, and it looks like her camera's back, so I will not stall any longer.
Right. Speaking of Shay, hi Shay. It appears the gremlins
no.
have struck again.
It's the gremlins again.
If we need to stall, I can always talk. I've been told I'm
Let's
quite
talk.
the talker.
Oh yeah. Let's talk
Why
about.
don't we talk about Deviant? I don't know anything
Should I
about
just leave my mic open for her?
Yeah, we can give it a go.
Would it
It
just be
yeah,
easier?
we'll call it podcast. Mm-hmm.
All right.
This is a guided podcast.
All right, hun. I'm sorry you're gonna hear your echo, but we just gotta roll with it now.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Shay, and I have my own channel. My channel is twitch.tv/ShayGym, in which I usually stream art. I currently have missed the last couple weeks because I am, currently in the process of building a house that I am camping in. So hopefully I'll get back to that soon. I plan on starting up again this Monday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is when I usually stream. I also plan on starting up a Things from the Flood game on Monday. So I'll do that when I am able to pull players back together and resume our very fun team drama heavy alternate reality, alternate 90s sci-fi kind of game. I'm looking forward to that. Otherwise, you can just watch me draw art, hang out with me, commission me, and that kind of thing.
Right.
I don't
Wow.
I don't have a speaker to kind of jury rig that. I could make her just come sit over here with me and we can share a screen, but I don't know.
Okay.
That could be hunky
Yeah, but
Are
it's still the matter of getting her able to hear it. Hun, come on over here. Shay. Take your headset with you. Or at least a headset.
Heard goblins and the gremlins in the tech for the culling. We can start with some character creation.
Bring something to sit.
Some of the fleshings out. Pat, I see we already have a concept more or less realized.
Yes, I had to do
once
that
you have
in
a
order to
costume. Yes. Yeah, I really wish that they detailed that in the character creation stage where they're like, this is Defiant. What you'll need is makeup because it's true. And it's just true for everybody. It's like why doesn't that... Actually, that would be amazing if a game Kickstarter came with like a makeup palette. That would be... Somebody write that down and attribute it to me. Because that's a thing.
Kickstarter that I run.
All right.
Kickstarter.
One day when I'm deving, one day when I'm developing so much that I call it deving. That's an idea.
I'll call you in on this one. I think it would be absolutely inexcusable of me not to at least include you in the crew on this one. this makeup inclusive game. This hypothetical Kickstarter. I'll give you a call. We'd be out here
All
dabbing.
right, so
But yeah.
yeah, so the interesting thing here is that you kind of create a character after you choose some really specific backstory, I guess that's the word for it, themes. You have a marital theme, a court theme, an origin, two personal themes, and a house, which isn't a theme by name, but it is a house that you belong to as a Defiant. The assumption is that the player is post-discovery as the Defiant players grow up. You discover that you're not immortal despite an upbringing that would resonate with mortal life. So you're essentially plucked from society and given the truth bomb that is, oh hey, you are an immortal being. The world has ended, but it also hasn't, and you have to protect it from fully, completely ending. So no pressure there. And what that would do is that would begin the journey of the Defiant to please the Sephiroth through the wishes of the Hierophant. More on that later. First things first, if you go to your character creation cards, we have a couple of choices.
Oh, wait,
and
sorry.
real
So,
quick-
am I supposed to have something up on my screen, character creation-wise?
Yeah, well, we have some character creation cards. Typically, if you're playing this in a physical room, I have a link for it. I just gotta fish it out. If you're playing in a physical room, essentially what you're gonna need, if you prefer
cool.
it this way, you would shuffle this deck. You would shuffle them as cards and distribute them randomly. What we're gonna do is we're gonna choose from all of them to sort of keep the options open. Virtually any sort of romantic or aromantic theme here would match for the marital theme. It can be whatever you need it to be. I wouldn't feel too restrained by it, if that makes sense. So, for example, best friends is one of them, eager admirer is one of them, influential lover is one of them. And what they do is that they help the player tell a story from the player's perspective. Take some of the weight off of the GM. The player just comes to the GM with how they want to tell the story, some themes and some conflict that could emerge. I know last time when I did Defiant, what we had was somebody came to me and they said, oh, we have a best friend, except we are romantic and we've had a serious falling out recently. That drove the plot. As you're going through that first page that I sent, I don't know if you have it, there's 9 to choose from. Optionally, if you're feeling spicy, we could produce some to choose from in a roll, or we could attempt to maybe do some voting if you're indecisive. I think our viewers would probably get a kick out of that. And of course, what this will do... Yeah.
Are all of our players in one marital union together, kind of thing? Or is it an individual...
Okay. Yeah, this is on an individual basis. So
Okay.
each player... Yep. Yeah, but the assumption is that
okay.
it's quite likely you all know each other. Yep.
All right, and so this is just, our tie to the closest person that we have aside from the players. Okay.
Right.
Perfect companion. So spouse has been raised to be a perfect companion. They're very competent. So this assumes that I'm powerful enough to have people raised to serve me or something. Is that not the idea? No.
Yes.
Yeah, that is.
That would be...
Okay.
Yep.
So this is for
Yeah, they're the
mortal alter egos.
Yes. I believe so. And another thing you can do is if you want to go back to your origin, we can double back and go over the marital theme. I think the easiest one to choose from would be the origin first, and then you can do your
I think, yeah,
personal themes.
probably the best way to go to it. I do have an idea now that I'm looking at it. I don't know where it would fall in those 9 categories, though. I'd have to look at them a little bit more. But we can talk about origins first, if you prefer.
Yeah.
So
This is a link for Defiant Awakening in chat. Free Kickstart.
Okay.
All right.
Popping that over.
All right,
Actually, it
so
seems like you're just the same overarching link. What's the name of the thing that I should look at?
oh,
I could look at the
the
book, or,
yeah. So the cards, your character creation cards, it should just be further down in that document. You should have your origin.
Okay. Sounds good. Creation cards. There we go.
If there's anybody in chat
I see.
who would like to create a character, this is all in Defiant Awakening and the Drive-Thru RPG. It's basically a quick start. You can totally come in, and I will walk you through the steps.
All right. Yeah. So, origin. Seems like there's 2 per.
Yes. So there's sort of 2 to choose from, and then optionally, if you didn't want to choose either, you can take the blank card, which lets you effectively just choose your origin. You can choose any origin, and there is a trade-off, I believe. Yeah, you don't get an origin exclusive personal theme. And then optionally, if you don't want any of these origins, you take no origin, and instead you have a total of 3 personal themes to choose from.
Excellent. All right. So the way I see it, I've already chosen I'm going to be a Leviathan. My choices are between Primordial and Siren, right?
Yes, and then you'll be able to choose your houses later on.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Barely hide the ancient beast within you. That sounds about right. Rather than focusing on your own hunger, you meddle with the desires of others. Ooh, either of those sound good. They both sound good. Ooh, 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 ooh. I love the Leviathan. This is fun. This is hard to choose between.
Yeah, Leviathan's very fitting. Yep.
Leviathan.
I had a Leviathan last time.
Ooh, threatening.
Yeah,
hypnotic,
the way.
Powerful, noble. Ooh. All right, I think I might be Primordial.
Yeah. That's what we
Sold
had.
Me. Oof.
Yep. And then what you do is with the trait system is you'll pair the options that you get with the name of the trait. So for example, if you look at the first one for the Primordial Leviathan, you'll get glare, and then there's a list: threatening, hypnotic, powerful, noble. What you do is you choose one to pair it, and then that's your trait. How we use traits during challenges I'll go over later. But essentially what you do is you could say they have a threatening glare. And then you would say they have a swift draconic form.
Hello?
Then you would say they have a legacy of war,
Hello?
etc.
Radical.
Oh, hello.
Hello. I can be heard?
Hi. You are audible. Not sponsored.
Oh, okay. All right. I hate what's technical problems right now. Sorry. I'm very sorry.
No, you're good.
I have been listening along, so.
Well, hey, there you go. And to the rest of the viewers, Shay was just was just our honorary viewer. Join us after the stream where we burn down every piece of technology in human history. Sorry, that's the surprise at the end here. Yes. Well, no, we gotta wait to the end of the Kickstarter, and then we're good.
In 7 days.
All right.
I'm gonna be a god of technology now.
Mm-hmm.
We
So
can-
I
well-
have a question about legacy. Sorry. What does that? So is my character then like some sort of avatar of this eldritch spirit, or have I forgotten myself and adopted a mortal form and then was reminded, or what's the? Or maybe my ancestors did this sort of thing. What's the legacy deal about?
Yeah. So the theme of the Leviathan is that, well, the theme for all of the Defiant is that they were a part of preventing the entire apocalypse. The world was going to end, and they said, probably not, and tried to stop it. For the Leviathan, the theme you're going to find here is that they made a great sacrifice, and they are not what they once were. I mean, once upon a time, in their true form, you could say that they were fully fledged dragons, and it's not that any longer. However, the legacy of the Leviathans is still very strong because you're believed to be associated with all of those motifs still. Yes.
Okay. So once upon a time I was born seemingly mortal, and it turns out I'm actually not mortal. So the legacy is something that my ancestors did, or I was reincarnated? Is that...
So
Am I making a point of it?
No, you're good. Yeah, so the Defiant lore is actually really cool. So essentially with the let's see, I'm gonna go to house.
I feel like I'm quizzing you. I'm sorry.
No, this is good. This is good. It's like a refresher. Leviathan.
I do have another question, mechanical question later after this. I'll let you answer Pat first. I don't want to put too much at once.
No, we can do multiple questions because I'm still looking for the answer for one. So while I peruse,
I mean, in that case, then for the spouse cards, are we able to? Do the spouses have to be NPCs, or can they be PCs, or how does that work?
We answered that. NPCs.
Has to be
I have the same
NPCs.
question.
yes, but I don't see why. So the reason why it's assumed as NPCs for the spouses is because of, I guess, player agency, because the player has a lot of control over how their marital theme plays out with challenges. But if it's arranged and it's okay, I think I did that last time where the marital theme played in with another character. Wasn't an issue. So I guess it just depends on...
I mean, theoretically, then, what if someone chooses not to have a marital theme? Does that impact anything, or like how does that? Or, like, it seems like it's part of the mechanical rules.
Right.
Sounds like it's a real disadvantage. It's
kind of interesting because the entire setting for Defiant is based around assumed order that keeps the Sephiroth alive, and then as a result protects the entire domain. So the hierarchy of the laws and the rules that are built assumes that arranged marriages and other pointless or not pointless restrictions are placed, rules are followed. We're all just kind of like puppets in the show. To be against it is to eventually, potentially act against the wishes of the domain and potentially weaken it, but totally see nothing wrong with being against it, because that is character conflict. So if you want to say that, for example, there are many of these that you can say are not strictly marital, like marital themes. So you could do like influential lover, not marital. It could be independent. That's what we had last game. It worked really well.
Now I have another character creation related question. I saw that
What's that?
the four horsemen were largely viewed as an antagonistic role. Could I instead take one of them to be my Defiant character?
So
Ooh.
it depends on how deceptive you are, because
Well, then
yeah,
both of
the
you stop
horsemen.
listening.
Yeah, so if you think of the domain as the way that I visualized it is like it's a giant bubble. If you think of the domain as a bubble, the horsemen are from outside of the bubble with all the pokey things. They want to see the world end, and these little holdouts where humanity is being preserved and mortals walk with relative safety, that's a big no-no for them. So what they're trying to do is invade and kill. If you wanted to play a Horseman of Pestilence, the way that they go about doing so is infiltrating different different domains and weakening it from the inside by causing like internal power struggles, issues with mortals, maybe weakening the illusion that everything's okay. If you took the blank card as the origin, we could attempt to work with it. I think it wouldn't work for a multi-staged episode or a multi-episode endeavor, but for a mini episode and the first meeting, you could probably try it. And then see how long it takes before the other two Defiant find you out and have to exile you.
PvP.
I'm team try it. Oh no. Whew.
Well, now that I have the encouragement, I'm all for it.
We're gonna
I'm
give it a
team
go.
try anything.
Let's take risks. Yeah. Okay.
Aw.
Okay.
Oh well. I kind of liked our idea. That's fine though.
I mean, we can still do our idea. I just asked a question on if I could be, because technically, the horsemen are angelic beings, so it's fine.
Technically.
Technically, that's a Diesel Shot inside joke.
What we can do is we could put it to a poll.
I say no problem with this.
Ooh. That's a great idea.
Ooh. Okay.
Bet your
Let's see.
friggin' channel points.
I'm written for this idea.
Ooh, Diesel Shot has infected your
Wow.
mind.
Both a horseman or an angel? Is that? Those are the two options that you were considering?
I'm gonna leave it. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it to the audience, guys. Horseman or an
Let
angel.
the fates decide.
Vote now. Be there or be
Okay.
square.
It was a 3.
It's a 10-minute poll. I don't know if that's a good time, but once we're happy, yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't think you're gonna like what my vote is.
I mean, I already see one show up.
Whoops. Now you know what my vote is. We're
That's okay.
50-50. We got an angel in one hand and a horseman in the other. Oh, 2 for horseman.
Oh
2 for
no, it's
angel.
tied again.
This is stop.
This is intense.
I forgot how fun polls are because now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the real question is if this is going to be 50-50 the whole way. Because I don't know about it. All right, real quick, by the way, if you're watching, if you want to create a character, that's what we're doing right now. This is the first meeting. We'll go over some example challenges, but I wanted to demystify how to play a little bit before we get into the super serious RP stuff. Right now, we're deciding whether or not we're being really avant-garde and going with a horseman as a player. It looks like horseman's winning. I am so sorry, Shay. I'm so sorry. The infiltrator, the spy, the secret
Infiltrator.
non-angel.
We
Yeah,
came
well,
in
it's-
this planning to play Defiant, but now we're actually just
I
gonna play
definitely-
Among Us.
Yeah, I definitely am portraying myself as an angel. It's fine. That's how deep this lie goes.
Oh, that's great.
We shall
All right,
discover
so back
Host is Among Us.
Among Us. All right, so
What is the most valuable? Does it have to be an item, or can it be a concept?
something
My
valuable.
stocks?
Which theme
Yes,
is this?
most Primordial. Leviathan.
Oh, yes. So, those questions, if I have it correct, where you are.
Oh yeah, and
Yes,
I also
so
had
what
that
happens
question
is-
about legacy as well. Still lingering.
Right, yeah. So the questions is you spend a shard to ask a question. Those are the questions that you can ask as a primordial Leviathan. You won't need to answer those questions yet. It says write down all three, meaning you have those three questions unlocked as ones you can ask by spending the shard. Yep. And then
Okay, I'm gonna try and ask them.
yeah, and when you really need to push and do well, essentially what the shard system is if you notice the player space down there, you roll 3 6-sided dice on a challenge. For every 5 or 6 you get on a die, it is a success. Typically, you're looking at 2 or 3 successes to do really well. But 1 to 4 is a designated range of varying success. When you spend a shard, however, what you'll see is you will add a bonus 8-sided die, which increases your chances dramatically and protects you from certain really bad outcomes, which we'll have more on later.
Cool.
Yeah, so when you spend the shard, yeah, so for you, you have a Draconic Transformation. What you do is you spend a shard and you let the beast overtake you. So you assume a primordial form, you become Draconic, and it helps you spend that shard. So if you were to fight somebody, that would be absolutely the go-to. But
Oh, that's fucking cool.
yeah.
So that's my special rules segment, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. All right, that's fucking rad. And trouble, write it down. Something gets destroyed by the beast. So
Yeah,
that's
so-
basically if I spend a shard and I unleash my dark inner form, then they destroy something.
So the trouble is actually the result of rolling a 1 on the dice. We didn't get any here, but if you... Let's see if it's just not going to let me get a 1 for the sake of demonstration. Probably not. Now you roll high, Ian. Silly, silly, silly. Okay, well,
I'm writing this down as
Where does a guy
unleash
get
the
a-
beast.
aha. Yes. 2 1s, and what that do is it would mark trouble, which means you've increased on the trouble track. There, it would mean that in your pursuit of getting something done, you've destroyed something. And then narratively, you can help me decide what that is, especially if you're taking a challenge that isn't physical. It can make sense that you've caused calamity in some other way. But
Cool.
yeah,
I think I now have a more solid concept of my character idea after rereading all the cards.
I would love to hear it. I'm just writing down how screwed I am.
I have
So-
chosen my character's origin things, by the way, so everybody else can take point here.
I don't have anything to write on, but I know which ones I'm taking.
Tell me what you got.
So I was looking at doing for the marital political union, and then and then the court theme. I think probably absolute devotion, because I think it would tie into what I was thinking for the other cards. I was going to take a blank card, and then take Amandi, Gem, and Power Play.
That is perfect. Okay, absolute devotion. You'll find that court themes, marital themes, and your house will have a part in a larger game. In the one shot, we'll see a lot of the origin and the personality. And then you said for personal themes. Yes, the Ars Amandi. Yes, I that is the flavor is hilarious for that one. If that's the one that you chose, if I heard correctly, it says you are an unsurpassed maker in the master in the art of love making.
Damn right.
And then you, damn right. I'm a professional. So what you do is you would choose a trait by pairing them. And then if something seems broad, what you can do is you can specify. I don't know if you're supposed to or if you're allowed to, but I'll say that you are allowed to. For example, where it says specialize in origin for the specializes in origin, you would choose one of the origins. So you'd be like Leviathan as the origin, or like the primordial or the ardent, and it would give you a relationship with that origin within the domain. And then you would just go down the line and you would pair those keywords. Oh. What were the other two that you chose?
Gem and Power Play.
To Gem.
I'm just going to be really strong in social situations.
It's always the Gem.
Ah, yes, because your name is Shay Gem.
Always the Gem.
I had to choose that one.
Yeah.
You kind of did, yeah. I was looking through the marital status, and there's no marital status of Dom with multiple partners. So let's see. I think eager admirer sounds right, but that's also like arguably one of the worst choices from a power playing standpoint. And my character's sure to be a power player.
Yeah. Sounds like it. I might get bonked for this, but yeah, you could probably solve that problem within the choice you make for the court theme.
Ooh, well, consider me engaged in the reciprocal relationship of a bonk as well, because I would love to know what your ideas are. But I'm thinking influential lover for my marital status.
All right.
So I should probably choose some things about them. She's probably a girl identification-wise. Probably.
That's with an O?
Yeah, with an O. With an O. Because, okay. I'm inclusive like that. Origin. She should probably be like outside of my origin to have her be like actually influential. Maybe I'm dating an angel. Crazy. Or sorry, married to an angel. And I guess I don't know much about houses. We'll see. Choose one thing. Write one thing positive about my spouse. Sword. Can use. Goodly.
What if you just wrote like placeholder?
Parentheses. Badass.
I'll get there. I'll figure it out. Oh yeah.
Alright, that's the positive thing. So she's a total badass sword angel. One thing that my spouse's powerful lover demands of them. I'm assuming I'm not the powerful lover there. Somebody else is? Is this the polyamorous choice? Choose one thing your spouse's powerful lover demands of them: to spend a lot of time with them, to adhere to their wishes, to attend social gatherings with them. Ooh, okay. I would say that they're probably also like very so like I'm assuming my angel waifu is engaged with some other like straight edge angel type, and they must be seen in public quite often amongst their. So has very public face with this one person. And court trait, well informed, spouse archetype regular, and starting standing 5. Cool. Right, moving through the list. Somebody else should start talking as I read things.
All right. So I'm just going to go out on a limb and say, Rin, are we playing the straight edge angel type? It's like, I couldn't be a horseman of the
Absolutely.
apocalypse. Look how good I am.
Look at how great I
I'm
am.
just the guy with Pedialyte at the party. Because yeah, the poll did conclude, and it's looking like the one that, yeah, just a little bit. We chose
Just a little
horseman.
bit. Okay.
We chose violence.
So,
yes.
we chose violence. I crave violence. Speaking of craving violence, I'm going to go with the blank card. So, if I choose the blank card, I don't get an origin exclusive personal theme, and it says choose any origin I want for my character.
Yes.
So it says I don't get one, but then it tells me to choose one, and it just confuses me. So what am I actually doing with that?
Yeah, so
I might be reading too deeply into that instruction.
Yeah, so that one is, let's see. Yeah, if you choose the blank card, you don't get an origin exclusive personal theme. Choose any origin you want for your character. In the step, you should pick 3 non-exclusive personal themes instead of the standard 2. So what that's going to mean, I think there are origin exclusive personal themes that are not on this list.
Oh, okay.
What I would say, the best solution is to forego the hot pink origin cards and then just go straight to the personal themes, net violet, and pick 3.
All right,
we'll just go with that.
I have those picked out. So I have the Aegis, the Power Play,
love it,
and the Warrior.
Yeah.
I crave violence.
Did you choose?
You crave.
Are you war? You're war, aren't
what?
you?
What? No. Why would you think that?
Horseman of War?
Peace was
The
never an
warrior?
option.
No. I'm looking at the list. Yeah. For posterity, peace is technically not an option. So.
Ooh, good point.
All right, and then, as per usual, you get all those 9 questions. So, for example, with your
Alright.
theme, you can ask, what am I the only one resistant to here? You could ask, what breach is there in their defenses? Who here needs protection? All very war-centric, starting to be a little sus to me, if I'm going to be honest.
That's what I'm talking about.
Just a
You
little bit.
sussy
Nush.
baka.
It is, yeah.
Choose one from each set.
Really funny because last time I played with both Shay and Rindis, it was also an Among Us themed game.
That's true.
That that's really the
Alright.
surprise at the end here. Whoops.
Yeah, I've just been sus the whole time. All right, so I gotta start mapping these out on each of them. So let's break this down a little better. Should I share what I'm picking now, or are we saving that?
Yeah. I'll just write them out.
All right, so for the Aegis, it says I am resistant to, and that's going to be impact. They are a rock. They are unmoved by charm. And their presence is trustworthy? No. Inscrutable. Yeah, that'll be helpful to completely pass unnoticed.
Ugh. That was my
No screws over
strategy.
here.
Was relying on you being scrutable.
Yep. Sorry, guys. I am not sus.
Not to be screwed.
Damn.
Questions.
Not
So,
sus, just
what-
baka.
What am I the only one resistant to here? Oh, well,
Yeah, so you'll have-
I think the
So those
go
are
ahead.
questions you can ask at any point. Effectively, those are. I guess I kind of have that in cold.
Okay,
yeah.
so I don't have to.
Yeah, those are
answer
questions
that
you
right now.
ask. Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So you
Special
spend a
rules
shard and.
right now. Okay, so then I can tank some damage, and I can spend a shard to change an affliction into a lesser one. Cool. Someone has breached my defenses. Oh no, trouble. Okay, then down to power play. Choose one from each set. So my mastery will be. It's war or conquest, depending on which book you're looking at. So clearly, it's domination. But not in the same sense that Pat
Damn.
likes it. But maybe it is. Who knows?
I
Wink.
mean, you know.
chose power play.
Expertise. I did choose power play. Expertise, psychology, because psychological warfare is still an aspect of warfare. We point the speakers towards the enemy and play Spice Girls at 2 a.m. That is how we break their will to fight. And then we know
Sounds
all
about
about obviously fashion. No, rules. Those all about rules, because the art of war and the Geneva Convention and all this other important stuff pertaining to war that should make a bonk counter. Thank you, chat.
We're actually gonna need one for this game, I think, considering the players and
Probably.
the subject matter.
We're at 3 bonks.
We're at 3 bonks.
I'm tracking.
All right.
We get a tally now.
So down to warrior, fighting style would be collected, because I am war. It should be all of the above, but weapons probably. Sorry. Oh, fighting
weapons.
would be collected. Yeah. Weapons. It says unarmed, concealed, melee firearms, so it's like probably all of the above, but I don't have that option. Actually, let's be flexible. All of the above. I think that's one of those that can be flexible. I can use whatever is within reach.
Yeah. So
They
what
don't,
we could
they
do
don't
is
carry
we could
anything.
do improvise. Yeah.
Ooh,
if you don't
improvise,
carry
there we
anything,
go.
you could just use improvised. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I take your
So
weapon
essentially
and
what
use
these
it against
traits...
you.
Yeah, essentially how these traits work is if you look at the potential, that number 0 right on the screen, default you're rolling 3d6, and you want 5 or above for success. More successes are better. Every time you have a trait that applies to your challenge, your potential goes up by 1. So for example, let's say you had to like climb up a tree and take someone out in a nest at the top. If you had a skill at climbing, your potential goes up by 1. If you're trained in improvised weapons and there was a weapon, it would go up by 1. If you were particularly stealthy through a trait, it would go up by 1. Eventually, you'll find that 3 is usually a good roll. It doesn't go up much higher than that. So if you're not looking at 3, if you've got only 1 or 2, that would be the moment to spend a shard, because that will protect you from getting trouble later on down the line. But aside from that, that's basically challenges. Basically the whole reason behind the trait system. So you want to just keep your traits in mind. And then when it comes time for a challenge, you just scan it, see which ones apply.
And then the last warrior question, strengths would be endurance. That's the last of my personal themes.
I have chosen my personal
Excellent.
themes as well.
All
I
right.
am the wealth and the socialite.
All right.
Acclaimed connoisseur. Favorite party? Kinky. Circle? Degenerates. Wealth? Knows how to party. Assets? I think I own a casino. Or stocks.
Perfect.
And goods? Presumably gambling? I suppose that could be considered perverse. I'm going to write perverse. The way you described the city we're starting out in, it sounds right to me that I would be like a casino owner or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
And my socialite questions, yeah, I guess those are all kind of standard. All right, so that's me.
Fantastic. All right, Shay. I can write I've got your political union. Gem, we've got another, of course, the power plays on power play. Are we all power play?
Are we all doing power
I
play?
intentionally chose not to play power play because that would be too predictable.
I figured you had it for sure.
I mean, we assume that I, as a person, have power play, but this character isn't necessarily.
We don't assume that.
Starters,
That is a known
wealthy.
fact. There's no
For
assumption
starters,
there.
she's wealthy. I am not. We like to portray ourselves in fantasy as opposed to exactly me.
Yes.
If I were
All
wealthy,
right.
my God, the things I would do.
Stonks. And
Bonk.
bonks.
I actually did write it as, in my notes, ST0NKZ. So, you know.
Oh, jeez.
We out here.
Yep. There it is. Tendies.
Yes.
Shay, for your traits, I can jot them down if you've decided on them.
Oh, is there something I'm missing? I feel like I should make sure that I've hit every note. Oh, there's more pages. Shit. I have to choose a house now. Wait, did you choose a house for us, or do I have to choose a house? Never mind.
So the houses. Yes.
Sorry,
Luckily,
I forgot I
don't
was
think
muted.
there's very many to choose from. Okay. Hello, welcome back.
Sorry, I forgot I was muted.
I'm gonna say my GF is from House Zoriel, because Glory sounds about right for her. And I'm gonna say that that presumably, unless we go ahead and say that my influential lover is actually hooked up with Rindis, then I'm gonna say that probably Zoriel is where her partner is from as well. And let me see for
I like that.
myself. 3 options. All right, I gotta read these. Oh wait, no, I don't. House says Hadad. The weaker shall bow before my desires. That's just yep.
Yeah.
I don't have to read them.
Right, yeah.
Oh wait, no, that's
Done.
a storm level. Oh shit, I have to choose the other one. Damn.
I could see you resonating with your.
Yeah. I mean, I could be like the lone Earth Leviathan in Hadad, but I think Melkart, my horde shall inspire all, and my horde contains multitudes. Let's just say.
Malachar.
Okay.
Plus, it has a Q in there for just
I love Qs.
just no reason but to flex. Yeah.
That is actually a flex. All right, I support the inclusion of Qs where they otherwise would belong. Qs belong wherever the fuck you want them to. That's the.
It's true.
That's the truth.
That is true. Use them. That's why we have FAQs. Shay, what house were you a part of?
I would be part of. Now, do I have to choose a house based on my thing, or would I be a courtier in another house? If I was the one who married in. Like, what would it be? What would it be if I'm a demon, but I married an angel?
Right. I guess it depends. It's not based on the house in question, nor is it based on gender, but I'm assuming it's based on just the power structure in the arrangement. So you could be marrying into a house, or someone could be marrying into your house. Be optional for you. So you could be marrying into one of these.
Okay. If I'm marrying into him, the house would be House Hariel.
Okay.
Otherwise, I was going to do House Joy.
Yeah. So to play it safe, I think you are in the house to which you are from. So if you start with House Joy as you're an infernal, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I would put House Joy.
Okay.
Ren, what house are you a part of? Now that you've already managed somehow, you've become the antagonist here.
Somehow.
I swear I don't know what happened.
Can't imagine.
I didn't wake up thinking
Can't
that
imagine
would.
how.
Shoo.
Also, I didn't establish my court theme, but I selected newcomers, just so that's clear.
That makes sense.
Nice.
That would make
sense. Just had this random person just show up out of nowhere. So I kind of like House Octo, claim your due, but also Curios. Curios and Octo both kind of resonate here.
Did you go with Angel or Diva?
Yes.
Never mind. Fuck.
Yes.
Whoops, my bad. Ask me a
Yes.
question.
um.
Column A,
So
column
yeah,
B. You know.
little column A, column
Totally
B.
unsus.
Mm-hmm. I just kind of that warrior thing kind of sticks out, but it is very very Hellenic Greek god for Kyrios though. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, uh, Zerul is also an option because that's an angel house.
Zerul does seem kind
Yeah.
of the play for a warrior type.
Yeah, I think I'll
Yeah.
go with House
You're
Zerul.
really trying to infiltrate.
Yep. All right, House Zerul.
Secondary follow-up question: do you want to be married to my wife?
Do I want to be
She's
married to
also
your
from
wife?
Zerul.
Do you ever just get inquiries? You ever just get asked
Hey.
questions in a Defiant Blue
Me
Blood party?
sliding into your Tinder DMs. Hey, so my wife and I are interested, maybe including a third.
This is
Well,
this is
see,
entirely
I
a
was-
power play.
Well, I was going to say my marital theme was going to be power struggle. So I don't know. Who knows? Maybe. Hadn't thought that far ahead.
It is entirely up to you, but I am just pointing out that my wife is in, or my spouse is in Zero, and you are also in Zero. So
Mm-hmm.
it's big. It's a big house, but like if you wanted, she does
Same.
express to me that she's interested in this kind of dynamic. I don't know.
Mm. What it sounds like to me is it sounds like your ticket to infiltrating the domain. Truly.
Yeah, but I also don't
The-
need them reporting my business to Pat because
Ooh,
who's going to be the first person to
Mm.
betray me?
That is true. That is true.
Then when I have to kill them, we're both out a lover.
Aww.
Hey, the writ, yeah.
that would be-
Aw. Just because I'm the
Bummer.
horseman of the
Yeah.
apocalypse doesn't mean I can't feel.
Exactly. It's a crime of passion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my marital theme though is power struggle because of course it is.
Yeah.
And I think while the offer is great, I think I'm gonna have my spouse be from House Kyrios. That way I can have my cake and eat it too.
I respect that. And I also appreciate that it frees up my lover to spy on you.
That was my first thought. I was like, no, that's a spy. Can't trust them.
I mean,
even
she
when
could be
I want to.
conflicted. But now she's not.
All right. I think we're almost set. The rest, I mean, we have some court themes to sort of hammer out. And the court theme, once we finish the court theme, we can get started. And with it, we'll detail our holdings. Because the initial court challenges will be based on how our individual holdings are set up. So, that brings us to the next part is we do need names for our supernatural warriors and power players. Don't make me make a poll. We're not ready for a poll.
Make the poll. Make the poll.
Maraja.
Oh.
Something like that. But I don't want it to be Mirage because that sounds very fake. Mirala. Mirala? Is that like a real name? I think Mirala shall be my name. Miralla. Sounds grandiose enough.
How do you spell that?
Miralla. Actually, you know what? Mirialla. Mirialla. Like miracle. Except me. And all.
Miracle, except me. So it's better.
Mirialla. Yes. Excellent. I like this. This is my name. Mirialla. I looked at the suggested names. I feel like I should mention. They have some great suggested names. I didn't want to choose one of them because I'm edgy. Because I'm defiant.
There it is. The official tabletop RPG of just being edgy and getting away with it. Ren, are you gonna play H man, or how are we disguising your true nature before it absolutely blows up?
Their appearance will be female.
Okay.
Not human. The character Guy Everyman was from a different game, so I can't use them again.
Norman.
I am trying to find a good name. So pass on me and go to Shay.
Shay.
Lish.
Ooh, I like it. I like it a lot. Damn, you just came out of the fucking
delish?
left field with that. Woof.
I like it.
It absolutely is.
Fantastic. See, this is what Defiant is about.
All
Just
right.
hit him with the lovely names.
Yeah, no. Thanks to that, I have thought of my name now, and it is the most unassuming name. And gold star to anybody in chat who can figure out what this is going to actually mean. But their name will be Connie, and it's
Connie.
Khanni because it's a double theme.
Huh. Okay. Congratulations, chat. It took you nanoseconds, but you got it. Wait, no? Am I missing a joke?
No, that's not it. No.
Ha! I got it though.
There it is. Pat got it on the second guess.
There it is.
Just a little bit bald.
Oh, see, again, back with the love for the letter Q. You can't. You do no wrong with the letter Q.
It's con and conquest. Yeah, Connie.
Ben, you never fail to
look at that.
what
Double
is
meaning.
the opposite of disappoint? You never fail to appoint.
Somebody just needs to do their Picard yell once they realize.
No, we'll get there. I've got a good one lined up. Don't worry.
Okay.
I got you. Got you,
I
girl.
like it. I think we're at maybe 90% of character creation, which is 100% to me.
God.
I think we can slide in with these these court challenges. The only hesitation I have is the flow chart that is these relationships between these immortals. We have every infernal and angel and Leviathan house, it seems, all tangled up. If anybody has an idea of what their holding might look like, you could go first. This is largely a part where the player takes control and builds things out. All you need to remember is that we are within one domain, and I'm going to do the whole hand thing again, protective bubble over a piece of land in which an illusion, which we will call the carnival, has enraptured the imagination of all mortals. And what this does is allows them to see the world without an apocalypse, a world in which they have a day job, they go to casinos, They maybe wander outside and get slaughtered, but if they do, the carnival makes short work of justifying it. Natural disasters, hurricanes, wars, anything can explain someone's sudden death should they stray too far from the domain or fall into the apocalypse in some other way. In some occasions, if there's no way to do it, this mortal falls out of the collective memory of other mortals, as if they had never existed. The carnival, powered by the Sephiroth, and controlled in a way by the Hierophant, who is just the leader of the domain, it makes very, very great efforts to keep mortals happy and essentially just unaware of how bad things really are. That's where all of you come in. You have to keep things orderly, make sense of things, and essentially just make the domain happy. This story for the rest of the night will be centered around a surprise vote. Each of you are going to learn today that, well, something is quite wrong. A surprise vote in the state capital, which is secretly controlled by the Defiant, has come up. People protested late last night and into the morning. It seems for some reason people are very unhappy. We'll get to why, but I guess it's time now to go around, describe what the power structure is like within your house and the holding that the house controls, and in turn you control. Let's start with Pat.
So I think it's probably pretty obvious that we hold a casino. Is that too small to be a holding? Should we hold more? Because I'm very,
you could hold
very interested in holding more.
You could hold several. Yeah, you could hold several.
I mean, I'm just saying that as basically a personification of greed. But yes, I think at the very least we have a casino. Maybe we also have a bank, or again, several banks. But we definitely base out of the casino, and it's called the Green Dragon. Very, very unassumingly. Totally not throwing it all out there. And yeah, no, this is a place of vice and spice and everything nice. And we make a lot of money in a day. We've got a lot of people in our bankrolls. So, you know, we are invested in this community, to be sure. So the Green Dragon is our holding. And that's where the Leviathans of House, whatever I wrote down, tend to congregate. Melkart with a Q, because we're fucking cool. With a Q. We spell cool with a Q. It's all the rage these days.
Okay. Yeah. It's all about the Q takeover, truly. Yeah. Okay. Let's think of what kind of problem, what would you say is the greatest issue facing your court as of late?
I
mean, I guess this unrest might be part of it.
To be sure. Probably, so we represent the status quo, as far as I'm concerned. So any change to the status quo constitutes a problem for us. So yes, probably this unrest. From how you described our Vegas-esque city of sin, I think we are all well and good where we are at the Green Dragon, so long as everything goes according to plan with the Sephiroth.
You know, so long.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, it's quite early in the morning. What I'll ask, and you might need a veil for me at the ready, if someone were to arrive, an assistant, wherever you happen to be here at about 11 a.m., would they be interrupting sleep, work, or both? What could your
11?
assistant expect an 11 a.m. emergency meeting be like?
All right. So obviously I have an influential lover who is my like official spousey wousey. Obviously though, I play the field. That said, I don't know if I'm pulling out the lines and veils right now. I think interrupting me at 11 a.m. That's a fucking work day, and the work hours are 9 to 5, and then they are the other hours that we also operate being a casino. I think they'd be interrupting me counting my money or consulting with accountants, which is practically the same thing because accountants basically are just walking sums of money. So
That's true. They count the money. They're just worse at it than you.
exactly, but we need accountants to run the books, all the things that I don't draw my claws out to do personally. Count or cook.
Yeah, well, you might want to draw claws now. Your accountants were acting strange this morning, and you didn't really know why. Come the assistant to inform you something that they might have been a little too shy to mention to you as they enter. Scrawny, balding, hairs boycotting his head, leaving that shiny scalp that he really ought to go all in on with a razor and just Bruce Willis embrace. But this middle-aged gentleman strides in, sort of massaging knuckles that shouldn't be bruised for any reason, but are. Ma'am, you've heard of the protest, yes?
Obviously, I watch the news.
It's not reached the news yet. They're putting it to a vote.
Better news. Yes. Speak.
This will be banned. They're putting it all to a vote. Gambling could be done. Said it wouldn't happen. Well,
are you suggesting that they're putting gambling up for a vote?
There might have been a coup in the structure. I don't know.
Fucking kidding me. Just step outside for a moment. Gather your thoughts. Speak in coherent sentences when you return. I need to look at some papers. And out of character, am I on this council? Do I have a vote? Do I get a say in this? Because Hunter's not happy about this.
Yeah, so you're not on the council. However, with the Defiant, there's this weird cognitive dissonance. There's a lot of order, but then there's a lot of just hodgepodge rulemaking and appeals to emotion that goes into making these rules. Because ultimately it's about making higher powers happy. What you need to do is you need to try to find a way to just get into the meeting somehow. A lot of honorary members like elders, they can get in. It's just through influence. So this will be a challenge to get a seat at the table there, so to speak.
As a socialite, who useful do I know?
Yeah. You said socialite. That will increase your potential by 1. What else have you? What other traits can we... Yeah, well, so you can ask questions by spending shards if you would like here, which might help to figuring out plot. Otherwise, what we can do for the challenge is we can add up any traits that would be useful for this challenge, and then use the total for a potential roll.
Excellent. So I am the wealth, which means I come in clutch with all that money. So the traits are those first 3 things we answer, right? I need to presumably go back and look at the cards. Okay, they're called. They are called. God, where is it? Traits. Yeah. Okay. So
Yes.
I've written them all down. I have a hypnotic glare. My form is regal. I have a legacy of terror. Probably regal form constitutes something here.
Okay.
Probably hypnotic gaze.
Yep.
Also, depending on with whom we're speaking.
Ooh,
I am an acclaimed
gotta meet someone in person.
connoisseur. Yeah, fair.
Mhm.
I'm an acclaimed connoisseur. I have a casino and stocks as an asset. You know what? I kind of buckled down on the whole casino thing, and considering casinos are up on the chopping block, I'm beginning to regret that. But perverse goods, circle degenerates. This is not seeming particularly beneficial. But regal
Sounds
form
like threats
and
or
legacy of
bribery.
terror.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I didn't take that trait. Believe it or not, I feel like I should have now.
Legacy
I
of
went
terror.
with Legacy of Terror. I think my ancestors raised some hell or something.
Could have been literally.
You know what? I
Yeah.
never got a solid answer on what the legacy meant, so I just went with my instincts. I think I'm terrifying.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
that might be the answer, is that you arrive in person and say, "Hey, tell me I
Hey,
can't drop in on this
What's
meeting.
going on here?
Give it a shot." Yeah, see what
You know what, I
happens.
think that's-
Just find out.
You know what? I'm gonna
Yeah.
shoot my shot, and if it fails, I'm wealthy enough to make it not fail. I am a fucking
That's fair.
dragon after all.
That is fair.
Let's do it.
Give it a roll. So you have 2 successes, and we've advanced on the trouble track,
Ooh.
which might
So when
not
we
be
advance on the trouble track,
huge.
I have 3 groups from which to choose: my primordial origin, wealth, and socialite. Doesn't matter which one goes here.
Right. So with wealth, you would be in imminent danger as a result of this check that you made. With your house, I believe you destroy something by accident. Or no, that is your
Origin, yeah.
that is your origin. Yep. And then the third one, what was the third one you
A
had?
threat to my reputation or social standing as a result of being the socialite. I think this is actually realistically a threat to my social standing. I'm just sauntering up into Congress because I have money.
Yeah,
This is
you've
like-
kind of burned some
This
bridges.
is why we buy lobbyists, us people with money. I'm just showing
Yeah,
up there
so
in
I
person.
think you've-
like, That's kind of gauche.
Yeah, I think your success here is at the cost of discovering you're trending on Twitter and being afraid to find out why. That might be the price we pay. They don't see the horns,
You know
though,
what?
so that is fantastic for you.
I have a great PR person, and if I don't, I can fire them and hire a better one.
Yeah.
So I show up in Congress like, hey, what up? I got a big knock. It's full of money.
Yeah.
So what's the situation? I roll up into the town Congress. I eschew my middle manager. All my accountants are fired. I'm rolling up like, hey, you didn't talk to me, the person who runs this shit, when you considered unrunning my shit.
I think what you see as you arrive depends largely on how the other 2 Defiant in question arrive, because they're involved here. We just have to
Yes.
figure out why. Let's start with Shay. I think you are muted, but we'll start with wherever your holding is.
Oh, my holding is probably, based on what I've done, is probably It's probably a kink club.
Okay. All right. That's, yeah. I don't know if there is a Defiant game that doesn't end up having that. It just
Well, it's
it
mine
just
now.
happens. All right. Um. Okay. What would you be doing at 11 a.m.?
I think currently, I'd be kind of overlooking, overlooking this club and seeing all the degenerates below, and just this lascivious grin on my face, as I walk along, just kind of garbed and translucent clothing with more solid clothing underneath, and bands around the wrists, and up to the neck, and then little like chain like earrings looping around around the back, and just savoring the atmosphere for a moment.
Yeah. Excellent. Would you have a phone on your person?
I do.
Get a message.
I check it.
An old business partner, not anybody that means anything to you now, but they're warning you to check an email that they've sent you.
I swipe across the phone and open the email, tap with a claw, and open my email from there.
You've been forwarded something that you can tell you weren't supposed to see. A couple of weeks of intrigue and the pulling of strings has led to a surprise vote in the capital.
What are they voting on?
Yeah, well, it appears they're looking to ban essentially any luxury that would not be considered necessary for what they're calling good moral and spiritual growth. It is a boycott on any vice, as they've decided, they've set the goalposts here for what those would be. Some of the bulleted items catch your attention, though. It seems to very cleverly pick out those businesses and establishments that would take power from the Defiant. It depends on if you're going to, we'll go full conspiracy theory mode here, but it looks like if this were to pass, the Defiant would become a lot less powerful and a lot less influential in the city.
I think someone's playing games. I'll text back. That exact phrase.
Get a response. Come to the capital as soon as possible. Figure it out.
Absolutely.
Now, here is the question. What problems might you have to solve within your holding and court, or within the context of getting there and getting in? What are some obstacles that will pose a challenge here?
Let's see. I guess my court is they're distrustful of anything outside the court, so maybe they think it could be
Hmm.
a trap of some sort, some kind of social trap, or maybe they're feeling overprotective since I am a gem of some kind.
Yeah, I will say that your bodyguards, your personnel, the anti-defiant undertones of what's going on um, is alarming to them. So those highborn, which means non-lowborn, essentially red-pilled, they understand that the world is kind of ended. The highborn within your holding wish you not to go. We can make a challenge here.
Something has to be done. So for this, do I like I do the same thing? Like I select like the different traits and things that I have.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And this is from personal traits, right?
Yeah, so this will be personal traits and the origin. Those all work to apply towards it. Yep.
Okay. I think I have mesmerizing eyes. Mesmerizing eyes, alluring. I don't think shameless helps me.
Rising eyes, alluring. So you're trying to convince your
Trying
own
to convince,
that it's
yes. Or I'm trying to convince them that it needs to be done. But I do have a special rule that lets me get a +1 in social interactions with my courtiers. But a -1 with any guest. But currently there's no guest.
Yeah, I mean, 11 a.m. would be kind of the time to use it, huh?
I think so.
What you've learned is that the trip out would have to be approved. This is for really the safety of everyone involved in this club of yours. And somebody's vetoed it. His name's Nab. He works in one of the back offices, and he usually is the first to try to sabotage you on some professional level. If you're looking to change his mind, you could speak with him.
Yes.
Oh.
I'll go directly to him. What was his name?
Nab. You could basically follow the scent, the odor gradient as it gets stronger and stronger, reeks of cigarettes. Suddenly, you're right at his door.
Yeah. The scent is unmistakable. I open and I enter.
Are we playing the game? Are we playing by their rules? I think not. Nab's going to say. He's not even looking at you. He's looking at an old computer sitting on his fat metal desk.
I slip up behind him and just like slide my claws down the front of him and just whisper in his ear. We can play their game, but we make our own rules.
Tell me first, what impact do you think you're going to have on the situation?
I'll claw my way into their graces. Maybe influencing the stronger of them might be able to have an effect. But if we don't, what's the alternative?
Lish.
And I lick along their ear.
Smiles for a moment, scratching his head. Lish, you're highborn. You would know as much as anyone. When it comes to the affairs of mortals, you play the waiting game. You know, they live 6 or 7 decades. We just waited out. They're not going to win this one. They never have.
Well, at least let me go watch. If we can see where the thorns go, perhaps we can pluck them out. Please. And then I lick
This
down
would be a
their
great
neck.
time to make that roll.
Yes.
All right. So for traits,
Hey!
you have at least 3 or 4 you can use here that would apply. You have a lot of
Yes.
shards. This would be an interesting time to just use a shard if you would like, unless you like the threat of something on the trouble track taking hold.
I think I do like the threat of something on the trouble track.
Yeah. I think that would be... yeah, that would be for your character. I think that fits.
So let's
2.
see. I think shameless works now.
Shameless. Okay.
Shameless, alluring, maybe mesmerizing eyes.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm currently naked, but if I was naked, I'd get more. I get more dice rolls when I'm naked.
I honestly love this game.
I get more dice rolls
Welcome.
when I'm naked. I
I'm
am a
backing the ship on
barbarian.
Kickstarter. I don't even know.
Would my actions be considered submission?
This feels Tommy to me, but I'm no expert.
Yeah.
That's fine. But I do know all about
honestly,
pleasure.
it's one of those things where, is that a 4th one?
Yes, I do know about pleasure.
Oh, right. Yeah, you know what? With these 4, we drop the veil and we roll these dice.
Let's do it.
See how we do. Get a 1. Get a 1. Watch get a 1. No trouble. But only 1 success. And 1 success implies a complication. In the case of a single success being rolled, the character should be put in a situation where something potentially catastrophic is about to happen.
Oh no. Is this where I look at the trouble things?
The courtier... No, so either the courtier might try to betray you, or a dangerous secret concerning... essentially an emergency comes up. You're convinced that you did what you needed to do. You solved the problem before you, but something severe has come up that would complicate things. So it's as if you succeeded, but now there's a paradigm shift and success isn't what you need it to be. What is something that could come up that would completely throw a wrench in your plan here? So let's say Nab said, yeah, fine. All right. But something instead is so thoroughly disruptive that it almost doesn't matter.
Let's see. Oh, I think I forgot the +1. I don't know if that makes a difference. It's too late. Already rolled.
No. It does make a difference because it's not part of the roll. Is it 1 to the number of successes, or is it just adding 1 roll?
Let's see.
+1 to the potential,
Says
I think.
+1 to social interactions with your courtiers.
Okay, so this is what it would have done. Yeah, it would have added a potential, which means one of those 8-sideds would have been a 10-sided, and if either were upgraded, as a flat bump, I'd say a 5 or higher, you would have succeeded with what you had.
But they're both
as per 2 successes. No, that was the D10, not either the D8. So yeah, so you would have 2 successes, more than likely. And what I will say, that prevents you from having to make a serious detour, but it is still going to backfire a little bit. Everything should work as intended for Defiant rules, but some cracks in your vision here, some catch, some other thing that will return. So a minor inconvenience that I will choose to manifest later.
Fun.
Yeah. Just how I do. Well, you seem to have a way in, and what's more is that was the difficulty in getting over there, which means you have enough pull in the capital to get an in with people. Who'd have thought having the establishment that you did gets you so close to politicians?
Like cake.
Who would have even thought? To the demon of the hour. Not a demon, the horseman of the hour, rather. I forgot. We respect demons in this household.
Yeah, demons are okay.
Angel,
It's the angels you gotta watch
angel.
out for.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is the kicker here. This would be the secret that you know that the others might not. This vote passing, this ban happening, would be fantastic for the apocalypse. There is a hierarchy and a structure, and somebody secretly went behind everybody and said, what if we just suddenly had a coup? What if the lowborn just rose up and took the power from the Defiant? It would take them years to recover. So I'm interested in what your holding is right now and what you are to the holding.
So Connie's holding is just a little cantina bar. It's very unassuming, but it caters to any and everyone because keeping up that appearance that we are for the people, and it's a place where probably at least one of these people involved in the organization has come to drink, and maybe there was some, hey, what if you banned gambling and prostitutes? They suck. those little whispers into the ears might have happened because I actually have a coutier who fits that quite nicely that I had picked before it even spun that on me. So that works. Yeah, I feel like my
Okay.
coutier had helped with that a bit. One of my people.
Yeah, let's flesh out this courtier. What is their name?
It is Jean-Luc, and Jean-Luc is a where is it? I just lost it. Ah, there it is. Of the list that I had to pick, Jean-Luc is a bright anarchist.
A bright anarchist. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Would have nothing to do with an apocalypse yet.
No.
Here we are, right?
Mm-hmm. And yeah, Jean-Luc is one of the two faces of our court's public relations, but they are the one that deals with talking to others and inciting the spark of dissent, and the other is a cheerful gossip who brings in all the information for us, because lies can ignite a powder keg as easily as a match. And so we're just at the bar. Usually, Khan is the one working behind the bar, and they just tend to serve drinks and enjoy and not really do too much to attract that attention. Things just happen around them. They watch and they notice the tendencies of people and just kind of have everyone else help incite just that little nudge towards violence.
Yeah. Well, interestingly enough, you have heard a rumor that on a little forum somewhere in the net, it's been known that there's an important bill that would be passed by surprise. Well, it's a supernatural organization effort overnight to get people ready. Turns out a lot of people met at the cantina before busing over to the Capitol to well stoke the flames and add a little bit of pressure on these
You know,
people.
I'm gonna also add that the Cantina and Connie specifically claim no affiliation to the last time a group of people stormed a capital with intent of dramatic change and toppling a power structure. So we were not affiliated with that. Wink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally not. Mm. No relations to other shoes. We
Oof.
promise.
Promise.
Promise is promise.
Well, there's a couple of issues present for you. You didn't have a lot of notice about this, otherwise you would kind of cover your assets here. A couple of executors arrive.
Mm.
Angels, their wings would unfurl. This is not seen to the mortals that drink and prepare. You can tell that just like last time, they're here to ask you a couple of questions. To the mortals, they'd look like probably FBI agents, but you know their nature. These are sword-wielding bullies here to tell you how to do your job in your own holding.
Mm.
It looks like you're being pinned for this. Rightfully or not, I don't even know if I know at the time, like right now, but we'll make this a challenge. You can roll it now and we'll play out the outcome, or we can start it and then roll it and then finish it. It's up to you, but they're ready to talk.
Gentlemen, welcome, of course. I'm not quite sure why you're here, or what exactly you're implying that anyone here is capable of doing. But if you really think that we're involved in any way, I'm more than willing to challenge that accusation. And they'll just kind of lean forward and just put a hand out for an arm wrestle with one of these angels. We can talk, but first you have to match the challenge.
These two angels. Golden skin that's lost on the mortals. His name is Archimaster Dariel, and with him is his friend Jeb, also an angel with a less appealing name. But
that first name was glorious.
Jeb, reach out.
Jeb.
No, there's always a Jeb, and he'll go to shake your hand, but he's you can tell he's pressured by higher ups, just a little bit. This isn't a personal dispute. He's not like an investigator. He's here for some cold hard facts and some questions to answer.
If you succeeded my challenge, Jeb, I'll answer your questions. If not, the two of you say you couldn't find anything and leave.
Yeah. Well, Connie, if you'd like us to be fired so quickly, why didn't you just arrange for maybe our murders?
Murder? Why would I do something so underhanded?
Oh, all right. We'll take it back a couple of steps. A few fewer assumptions, maybe. But I like to speak less. You did it.
You do? However do you mean? Are you able to prove that? Or are you hoping for a confession?
We'll go with the challenge. Why not? It doesn't matter if
you
it
would.
opens in 2 hours. All right, another condition.
Very well.
If I win, you come in for questioning. Once and for all.
Mm-hmm. Well, if we raise the stakes, I'll have to double down. If I win, you leave, satisfied that your questions proved inconclusive, and I get one feather from Jeb's lovely wings as a trophy.
I hate this. Let's do it. All right. Let's defy.
All right. I am trying to see what I could spin to help me here. So this is where I start throwing questions out, right?
Well, so a question will help you solve something puzzling, and it will help you help lead you to more exposition. But for this, you would use your traits to increase your potential for a roll.
Traits.
Yes.
I don't have traits because I'm blank.
So for your traits, you've chosen, for example, in my many sheets.
I remember now. The personal beam had traits, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm definitely gonna pull that inscrutable because they have suspicions, but they can't prove it. So I'm working that into my favor here. Um, no, resistant to impact won't really work. Could also do. Oh, expertise psychology. I am definitely psyching him out because he already admitted that he was incredibly uncomfortable and hated the idea of losing a feather. So I might be
Potential up.
playing some head games with him. And then
Okay.
the
We'll
warrior,
incorporate
of course. Yeah. And then, of course, my weapon of choice here is improvising because I am going to challenge him to a duel via arm wrestling.
Oh my god.
And would that give me a second one? Doing my improvised weapons with the.
Yes.
I could also swing endurance because that's a strong aspect of arm wrestling. It's not about having the real power
Endurance,
in there. It's being able to outlast the other person. All right. I think I'm good with that.
Yeah, improvised weapons would not, but yeah, this might be a time to use a shard. I think
All right.
hedging your bets has been
my bets.
how you got this far, right?
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Any shards here?
Let's give it a go.
Spend a shard to make someone think fondly about dominating or submitting to me. So I'm going to make him really consider submitting to this arm wrestle. Just really wants to lose this
Mind
challenge.
games.
Yeah, more the mind games. I'm gonna psych him out and make him think that he really wants to. He's gonna lose this. He's psyching himself out, and he's gonna lose that feather.
Yeah.
Maybe he wants to have feather plucked.
So,
wow.
having spent that shard helped you in that it prevented trouble, which you would have been in. However, one success is quite bad. So, you're gonna have success at great cost. However, you'll make it. I think per the agreement they have to leave. They still don't trust you at all whatsoever. So you imagine they're still going to be on your tail. But well, actually, no. See, the real question is, what do you say to poor Jeb in the middle of this? He's much better than you, and yet. Whew.
Yeah. So as they're doing this contest of strength and endurance, Connie just kind of leans in close and just says, "I think I want," like, has it with one hand and goes, "I think I want this one, a little downy feather right here at the shoulder," and just like reaches to start plucking at it as they're going, and that's going to be what breaks his concentration. And then she slams it down.
Oof. No enduring on that impact. Woo! We just got a resubscription with Prime. One step closer to our goal. Let's get to 5. Help them on this vote. Though I don't know what the players would vote for if they actually could. That's a great question. Banning gambling, huh?
Banning gambling.
Well, these FBI agents are probably going to get fired for this deal that they just made. They were swindled, for sure. And they kind of have to scamper out with their tails tucked between their legs. But are you headed to the Capitol? Do you have any business with watching?
Because I'm amused by this game now and the accusations. They think that I'm involved, but they can't prove it. If they could prove it, they would have stayed and brought me in. So now I'm going to make a show of how unfazed I am by it. by being there to watch the vote.
Excellent. Well, as you arrive, I think your arrival will be different. Arriving in the front, you're not necessarily allowed in, but you arrive at the same time as the others, and Defiant are just exceptionally good at finding one another. So it's quite immediately clear to the three of you and beyond where everybody is, where the pieces lie, the arrangement of the chessboard here in the capital. Pat, Shay, what are your first objectives here? You know that within the chambered Nautilus, it really is at the core that you can figure out where these decisions are being made. So there's going to be a considerable amount of infiltration required. You also have a sneaking suspicion that Connie is involved and is part of this crowd, shouting the veto.
Yes, I know and like Connie. She tends to side on things the same way I do for different reasons. Me, because I'm financially invested in the whole lot of it, and her because of passion and zealotry. It's delicious. It plays right into my hand, or I play into hers. Either way, doesn't matter. We both get what we want, which is not this. I definitely pursue her so that we can at least have a parting conversation with regards to the state of affairs. I think we're both of accord on this. I don't doubt that she will speak music into my ears that I can orchestrate with my money instrument. I'll pay somebody else to figure out a metaphor there.
Sorry, that was a fly if you watched me suddenly start clapping.
Crowd cheers.
Yeah. So I think I move around I flit about, but and I have a perverse curiosity. How much what's that thing that we can spend? It's spend one
Shards.
Shard. How many shards do we all start with? That'd be good information.
You start out with a lot. So standard for a game that would be rolling, you'd have 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna assume 10. I'm gonna spend one shard right now to ask who useful do I know as a socialite, as a person about town, a known figure,
Ooh.
a stalwart bastion of civilization and this town in particular. Who do I know? Who's here? That is useful to me. Could be on either side, as long as they're useful to know, and perhaps know things about.
Well, it's come to your attention that a certain Bartholomew Gardner, he's a congressman or a representative. It doesn't matter his affiliation within the politics as mortals see it. What matters is he connects the will of the Defiant to the structures of society. He's involved in this vote. He's one of the voters. But here's the problem. He, in order to appease his constituents, would probably vote against you. You have receipts for days to suggest that he would have a much more boring life without the establishments such as the Green Dragon or Lish's Kink Club. it could be
Of
something.
course.
There's kind of two routes here. There's the appeal to the things that he enjoys, but there's also the blackmail. Because there have been a number of clandestine operations that you could pin a name to, the name being his. And, yeah, he's somewhere in there.
I'm
So,
gonna
our
call the King
gardener's
Club Vesuvius.
Ooh, I
Vesuvius?
love that.
Love that.
Yes. I mean, Vesuvius and the Green Dragon. I think we have a bond here. But Bartholomew's roses run green with my money, and let's just see how these vines are plucked. I think on my way to conversing with my dearest Lish, my fellow conspirator, I would like to stop by Bartholomew Gardner if I can get a word in. So how deep in the conspiracy is he? Does he know that we are living in the afterlife? Or, well, the aftermath of the greatest culling of humanity since the beginnings?
He
The
doesn't.
apocalypse? Ah,
Yeah,
I
he's
see.
entirely unaware.
So I can't reason with him. I'll have to downgrade my discourse to a mortal level to converse with the ignoramus
That-
individual.
That may not be necessary if I can get in his pockets.
Allow me, my dearest. I say as we tango across the court.
Yes,
Um,
exactly. And yes, the
Oh,
horns are
yeah, I
looking
find my way
quite
to
majestic.
Gardner's
That is a comment from
office.
our. He wouldn't see the horns, he wouldn't see the wings, he wouldn't see the fanfare, the supernatural. Instead, he sees stuff like name badges that'll allow you into the building. First thing you see is him
And
turning around a pretty nondescript, ornate corner, coffee cup in hand, chatting with an assistant. Yeah, no, and I would sign that. No, we're not doing this. Immediately, he's irritated upon seeing either or both of you.
Bartholomew, my man. It's been a long time since we've had a conversation. Are you available for a quick chit chat? Good.
Nope. Yeah, it's been a while.
Far
you
too
understand
long.
the tension
But I'll cut to
that
the
you're putting.
chase. I know you're a busy man. This bill cannot pass. It's simply ludicrous. And I know you are the kind of person who would agree with me on that front. But personal bearings are neither here nor there. We both want what's best for our own. And I understand where you're coming from. Bartholomew, you need to consider the bigger picture here. Your bigger picture.
I'm sure you can only imagine how much this place would stagnate if this did come to pass. And as I say that, I know you can't see it, but a forked tail is going to curl around and run up his spine.
Yes. Also, this is my friend. You've probably met her. Lish.
Well, I'll tell you, I know a face. That's not one I know. I know I'm very busy, however.
Maybe you haven't met her. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care. What I do care about, though, is that
He is lying.
you are a busy man. And you... yeah, no, I kind of figured that, too. And you need to consider your bigger picture. Your constituents may be backing this now, but where would this town be if it weren't for the foundations of our economy? This is where people get their money. This is where they work. where they earn their livings. They don't do so at churches. There's no economy being generated at chastity belt application centers. Gambling is where this town truly thrives and where it differentiates itself and earns its name in the pincushion of civilization. Gambling is this town, and doing away with it, well, that would do away with the town. You can't have it. And I know you can't have it either. I think you understand where I'm coming from. I financially benefit from the continued existence of gambling. But think of the people, your people. Where do they truly fall on this matter? Where do they truly benefit from on this matter? Where do they earn their money? The money that they funnel into ad campaigns for you, for us. Where do they work? Your constituents. Where do they spend their money? Think about it. And then think about what you're doing here and what the reasons behind it are. Because I can guarantee you that if they're not benefiting the continuation of this city's economy, then they're not benefiting the people. That's my
And I'm
appeal
sure,
to humanity.
and I'm sure you know just how discreet we can be. And I
Oh, shut up.
think I have a thing for this. Um, I have a thing. I can make a challenge to put someone under my spell. They cannot stop thinking about me, and winning my heart or claiming me becomes their highest priority. And they cannot do so
Okay.
if this bill passes. So I just kind of like lean forward and say, you know, there's plenty of people who benefit from these types of vices. They're necessary. Where would we be without them? And I think I make a challenge, so I have to do the question thing again.
Yes, and you have. Well, you would, if you're making a challenge. Oh yeah, because you spend a shard in order to do that. Is that correct?
It doesn't say it, but if I have to spend a shard, I will. But as I do, I'll just say, maybe you don't know my face, but maybe you would like to get to know it again. If you wish, then you need only make the command. Someone in such power as yours has that kind of influence. Influence that I would happily yield to.
And yield she does. Oh, so well.
Oh, indeed.
Not that I would know. I'm just
The result of
admirer.
this challenge will be felt at another time in another place as he contemplates. Let's make that roll. So your potential is going to be probably pretty high here, because, well, alluring, mesmerizing eyes. Something about getting an overarching theme in this game.
Yeah.
Is there any way I can provide an assist?
One. That's a really good question.
I also
Interesting.
appeal to powerful and assertive personalities if his is such a personality.
The ultimate sub.
Yes.
Interesting.
Literally a cosmic sub. We love it. We love this.
Let's use the assistants as control here if this goes awry. Some sort of
Yeah, that sounds right. Like you're making the play, and I'm here to back it up. And that is my
2
preferred
successes.
situation.
Yeah.
2 successes and no trouble. All right. Yep.
And so
I understand where I'm needed.
And I don't do anything like openly enough to damage his image at all, because I know I know we currently need him. But I do reach out and just kind of like put run fingers along his arm, and again, the forked tail, even though he can't see it, does run up his spine again. Thank you.
All right. Well,
your constituents will thank you as well. Rest assured. They don't know what they're benefiting from just yet. They will. The people don't know.
Early to day drink, but
it's our job to tell them what they want. Your job to sell.
How can we help you accomplish this?
Good question.
Well, it didn't come from me. It's upstairs. Something about Z Corp. That's it. That's all I know. I'll vote against it, and I suppose it's not too early to day drink. So
long as you remain sober enough to vote. But have yourself.
Tell me I made the right choice from a cozy chair at Vesuvius, right? And he disappears, shouting something at his assistant. Well, to add a little bit of spice to the mix, this man is no longer useful to you. His vote is a critical blow against what would have been a close call mere minutes ago. Z Corp is it's an alias, a certain house. You associate the name with Connie pretty quickly. Things are connected, not in a way that anybody can prove. It's just believed through the laws of alliteration that maybe they're involved.
What house does Z Corp perhaps stand for?
Ren?
Ren, what's your house?
Yeah. House Zerul.
Oh, you went with that one. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I wasn't sure.
I went with that one. My spouse is from a different house.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, so I actually, so my spouse is in quote-unquote Z Corp.
Yeah, so your evil spouse did this, not me.
Yeah, no, totally. That's where my thought immediately goes, because I don't know you that well.
Or do you?
Yeah.
I mean, I probably know of you.
I think I want to ask next then. Connie, do you think would be best representing the people from the outside, or do you think a way to infiltrate and pull strings from inside the capital would be advantageous for you.
Somebody needs to be inside speaking for the people. Their voice needs to be heard.
Yeah. What is the plan to get in there?
Unfortunately, I picked a character with a direct approach. So,
I love how our characters
One-woman
are
heist.
just
yeah, the one-woman heist.
sexy dom/sub combo, and you're just like, ah, yes, time for war, bitches.
Time to apply bazooka.
Which is,
Yes.
to be clear, very unlike you, and I like it.
Connie's just like, storm the Capitol!
Well, no, we did that already, and I said we're not affiliated.
No storm, no
You
storm.
admit it!
Just heist.
No,
Storms are bad.
just heist. Storms are bad. We are not affiliated with
No
anybody
storm.
who's previously stormed a capital.
No storm.
So-
Yeah, those
Only
fucking
Storm
storms
Leviathan.
had nothing to do with this.
Only storm Leviathan, yes.
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 So the direct approach is the best approach. So Connie is going to make their way up to just try and see if they can talk their way in.
Okay. All right. Are you talking with fists and weapons, or are you talking?
No. Talking with words and psychological warfare
Okay.
and possibly mustard gas.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
You know. Okay. All right. Well, it looks like people are trying. They're reeling to figure out what's happened here. Agencies with 3 letters are trying to get to the bottom of this. Again, it hardly matters because they're mortals. I mean, these organizations mean nothing. You seldom look at an ant and wonder what colony they belong to or its name. All you see are suits trying to make sense of the chaos that you know they could never fathom. You just need to get past them. It looks like they're trying to make sense of who might have organized this, what's at play. Would you approach them and speak to them, perhaps?
Yes, I would. Because the best way to get attention off of me is to put the attention on someone else. So I am going to approach, and they're like physically in the way of entering this building, talking and trying to figure things out, right?
Yeah, that appears to be what they're doing. They're trying to protect it. Certainly, and as you approach, woman asks, "All right, please step back. Thank you."
Oh, no, I need to be inside. I have important business, ma'am.
All right, that is laughable.
Is it?
You can step below the 3rd step.
No. And Connie will just lean in just a little bit more and say, I am going inside, and you are going to let me inside.
You can and will do no such thing. You are not involved. I see no pass, no badge. You enter from the back anyway. Please, 3rd step.
My badge is inside, and you're going to walk me inside to retrieve it, and afterwards you will thank me for allowing you to do so.
I think this is challenge time.
Yep, and Connie's going to do the best kind of psychological warfare, and you're going to have to forgive me for this because she's going to use the psychological warfare of, what's your badge number? Let me speak to your manager.
Oh, the K is for Karen. Okay,
K is for Karen.
That's like,
Yeah, and the Aegis doesn't come into play here as much as I'd want it to.
no. I mean, that stuff might come in handy if you fail here. That's
Yeah, when
for
she
sure.
starts throwing punches and I have to launch her through a window. But for right now, no. Mm,
One
I think it's gonna be the
potential. I
one.
mean, all right.
Because yeah,
We should
I'm really
spend a shot.
we're trying to be sneaky, and I'm not utilizing the true aspects yet. So I'm just gonna go with the one.
Yeah. Yep.
Mhm.
Okay. And a shard.
Yeah, I got plenty. Let's do it.
Yeah, that's it. All you're doing is severing a connection to your divine powers. That's fine. There's really
It's
nothing
fine.
more to it.
Nothing big there.
We've got. That would have been trouble. You got 3 successes.
She's gonna thank
outta
me for
here.
the opportunity.
Well, she's confused and scared, and this was not supposed to be homage to anything present. This is escapism. But in her inability to comprehend what is going on, she's going to make what is a chimera apology and gratitude as she expresses appreciation for not having lost her job on the spot. Even though this
Sure.
action might be what does it, she's going to let you in.
Don't think anything of it. Senator Howard doesn't need to know about this faux pas of you forgetting who I am and why I'm important enough to be here. What was your name again? I will pass along that you were the one who helped me through when the rest of these agents were being very obstructive.
Officer Grace.
Officer
Ma'am.
Grayson? Officer Grayson, yes, of course. I'll be seeing you again very soon. And she'll walk in.
All right. So here would be where we stake a claim. The vote is still dangerously close, 50-50 just about, as far as anybody can catch it. As you arrive, you'll meet some people that you're quite certain are here to vote. Well, I don't know. I don't know which side you're voting for, actually. It still remains to be seen what your true allegiance and what outcome you want. So what I am going to ask is, as you arrive, you have a chance to speak with our fellow Defiant before a number of you can take the floor for a last stand sort of speech before the vote is called, because it is so close. And of course, we aren't playing the children's game. That is the political vote. We are in the arena of true power, a circular arrangement, underground, an office, and you can't find a single mortal here. All Defiant. Many houses are represented here, and many holdings. If you're not mortal, chances are you're aware this place is where real decisions are made.
So there are no mortals
Che.
here?
There are no
Right.
mortals here.
If there are no mortals here, then are we able to discard certain trappings?
Yes. That's basically just a greeting.
Cool. Then almost immediately upon getting here, like I just like shed the clothing and reveal an alluring form that is decorated and like ritual scarring and very intricate and gorgeous designs that curl and twist and spike outward in various places. Forked tail, elongated ears, that kind of thing.
Pat, you're muted. There it is.
Damn, I'm sorry about
Every
that.
every
I
every
was
show
muted
needs one.
for a
No, it's
long
okay.
period of time that I didn't speak. Yes, I join her in stepping into this back room, and the form that I assume is quite regal, with all the connoted terror of dominance, the associated spikes in splendor. My form is prickly and filled with golden and green scales and horrendous appearance. To lay one's hands upon me would certainly draw blood. Although you might like it, were it to be your hand to touch me and my stupendous form. And I stride on in with confidence and a raised chin, and I gauge the room before I speak. But rest assured, as soon as I get a good appraisal of the situation, I will have my way with this assembled grouping of houses. I'm not here for power play. I'm here to earn money and maintain the status quo, which earns me money. It's not about power. Power's purpose. To cash.
Fantastic.
I assume smooth is glad.
If it wasn't, I would have to put this out. And Connie walks in, and in their form, it's very much reminiscent because of the house that they belong to, and the house that they're affiliated with. It's a mix of angelic and Greek in the sense that it's very much a hoplite's armor, the cuirass, the skirt, but then there's a pair of black angel wings, and they're holding a flaming sword, just anime hooligan style, just draped harmlessly across their shoulder as they walk in. And they're like, if it's not, I'm going to have to put this out. And it's a bitch to relight. And then they sit down.
Mm-hmm.
I was
You have the floor. And, might I add, you can totally get the floor too. Wish.
Are you going to speak?
Oh, yeah, I just was hearing my voice double back and completely forgot what I was doing.
It's all good.
That means that usually means there's a horseman nearby.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So we're all getting the chance
Never
to do something? Is that what I'm...
Yes, you have. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it might be in our best interest to listen to who's falling where in the grand scheme of things, but that's just me thinking to myself.
We each would briefly have something to say to these people in the mere minutes before the vote is held. The vote is to ban essentially non-essential luxury entertainment of all sorts. Gambling, clubs of every variety, and more gone. Overnight, banished instantly. The idea is that it would improve the economy. Everyone has a different say. We're gonna make our pleas one way or the other. But what mortals don't know is that banning these establishments would hurt the Defiant in ways that they don't understand. As a matter of fact, we are going to drop a poll, and in a couple minutes it will drop. While the poll is running, you can make your claim to vote yes, vote no, or abstain. If you're watching, congratulations. You are now a political representative. I guess what we should do is we should start with Connie or Rin, because we don't know really what direction she's going to encourage our voters to go in.
Oh, if I might, it would be interesting to see what the Defiant in this room with us truly feel about the matter. Why would any Defiant reasonably, do something that would not benefit them?
Also, we were given the idea that what was it called? K Corp?
Z Corp.
Z Corp. That
Yeah.
Z Corp was affiliated with
yeah.
our sweet innocent Connie that came to mind,
And also my spouse.
and also your
Yes,
spouse.
Yes, there has been no direct implication of my involvement.
Just the house in general.
I don't think mere minutes are enough to have sex and use my powers. So, instead, instead I will. I will spend a shard to. I don't know what that means exactly. I will spend a shard to. I'll do the same thing. No, actually, that might work against me. If it works against me, it might be fun to do anyway.
Go for
Yeah,
it.
I mean, you can go for it.
Sure. I'm going to
But,
try. I'm going to try to mentally influence Connie, seeing them as they enter, and knowing that they're just kind of like across the room, just kind of like smile and look very, very coy and submissive. And I will spend that shard to make them think fondly of dominating me.
I will remind, once the
everybody.
echo is gone, I will remind everybody, once the echo is gone, there it is, that as an Aegis, one of my traits is I am unmoved by charm.
Ooh, shit! Oh, shit!
Ugh, that exchange.
All
that
right,
look.
And is
Hold on, let me get mine now.
Is that just any charm whatsoever, or is that like taking a dice away from me? Because that would be an important distinction. Because I have my impression was that traits added dice or changed the dice.
Yeah. So what I could see this
would
as
take away,
is
yeah.
An affliction. Yeah, an affliction is like a trait, but in reverse. I could see this being used as a sort of canceling out by affecting. So being immune to the charm has acted as an affliction towards the bonus of being able to charm in that way. To add another level of complication here.
Then am I able to try and pierce this armor that they have to make them actually feel something and give up their side and join us.
Ooh. Ooh, okay. Yeah, so the traits that we have, I know we have at least one still. And I know shard has been spent.
Yeah.
What other ones do you have?
Let's see.
I mean, shameless is pretty good.
Yep, shameless. Shameless, alluring. Kink doesn't come into play. I am naked,
Not
so.
yet.
Huh?
I said not yet. Not yet. It
Not
doesn't.
yet. Okay. Appeals to personality. Guess who's powerful and assertive?
Probably Ren.
Yes.
You being a massive partner. That might mean something.
No, that definitely works.
Yep. And then I have, and then the last one is, I don't know if my action is submissive enough to include my mastery of submission.
All you said was you were making puppy eyes. It didn't sound
Basically.
very submissive.
Fair enough.
True. She really should have just showed up in DMs with the emotion. that would have game over, man. Game over.
I got a 10 in there. You have one success. This would occur at great cost to you. It's not no successes. You've appealed to Connie in some way. Just in the worst way possible, it seems.
Oh no.
At least from the perspective of the crowd before you. The poll has about 3 more minutes. We are voting to determine whether or not the Defiant establishments are banned. We're looking at a lot of casinos, a lot of gambling halls, a lot of clubs of all sorts, really. 2 votes yes, 2 votes no, and 1 vote abstain. We're tied. We are tied.
Yeah, maybe
the moral's going to win this one.
We have 3 minutes, right? We might as well.
Yeah, let's make a play.
Enter with our best foot forward, or tail, whatever you have. I take a stand. I don't wait for anybody else to speak up on the matter. They all seem indecisive and ancient. I, being primordial, at least my legacy is far more ancient than they are, but I feel as though I bear a modern tone when I speak oh so eloquently about the moronic decision that it would be to fucking ban our establishments. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, God, we run this town and we would be standing the fuck away from our ownership of this? We fucking stand in the way of the apocalypse, and what we represent is gambling. Like it or not, this Sephiroth decided for us what we have to do, and we have to fucking do it. It's our duty. It's our job. I'm appealing to you on a foundation that this is order. And I'm also appealing to you on the foundation that, you know what, gambling's kind of chaos. There's no if and or but about it, bitches. We have got to support the opposition to this superfluous bill. Where the hell did this come from? We should be looking at that. We shouldn't be debating whether we need to consider the possibility of maybe taking a stand against the Sephiroth. Maybe we should consider the apocalypse as a valid option.
You're stalling now. To think
I'm
that
not stalling.
Looking into an investigation would imply that you are trying to run out the clock for this vote and you don't really have a leg to stand on. On the matter of chaos, however, Chaos is the enemy. Order is what keeps this world in order. And adversity and overcoming adversity is what makes us great and what makes the mortals continue to worship us. You take away their luxuries, you take away their pampering, and they will grow and they will strive and they will endure. That is what makes us great. That is what makes us worshipped. You give them back their virtues, and God will no longer forsake them. You've made them soft, you've made them weak. That's why this should be banned. Give them something to actually fight for.
Oh,
And I,
honey. That's a persuasive argument if you don't consider that they are fighting for their lives every single second they wake up and take a breath of air.
and stepping forward, I kind of like gesture to our ancient primordial, earth primordial. What? And then gesture to the rest of everybody around. Why would any of you, powerful and great as you are, weaken the Sephiroth this way? We need to keep what we have. You all are far too great to even consider such a thing.
Exactly.
Sound of a large.
Inferior power, unless that's your kink.
There's nothing inferior besides coddling. We are the power. It's our power that makes this great. And by simply wanting to keep your, and she gestures to the dragon, your power, and your power, she gestures to Lish, in check, all you stand to gain is maintain your foothold, not the Seraphs. You're not interested in anything beyond what helps you. I'm speaking on helping all of humanity and all of us.
I would beg to differ, my dearest compatriot. What benefits me is what benefits humanity as a general train of thought. I don't benefit all that much from gambling. Of course the house wins, yes, and of course I earn a percentage.
Allow me
My
to counter
true
proposition.
stock is in the continuation of humanity.
You seek money most of all, yes? Think of the money
I
you'll make.
Profit.
Think of the money you'll make from bootlegging once it's been banned. Once they have speakeasies, once they have underground gambling parlors. The prohibition was an excellent money-making scheme. There would be more to gain for you when you can indulge in what the have-nots have not.
And
You'll
yet,
be able to raise to a premium.
And
The
yet, by
voting
your own
resumes.
words, you speak against your own business. Mine is granting power to others. Everyone here knows that. What do we lose should this pass? I am here to serve all of you. And I kneel down.
You serve regardless. You lose nothing. She has more to gain. She can raise the price of her gambling to whatever she wishes. Nothing is lost.
Briefly.
Everything is gained.
And
Briefly, I want to say you notice something is strange.
She wins when she loses. Sorry?
Something strange about what's going on. It seems that the delay has extended. The voting continues. Allegiances are shifting 3 votes to ban, 1 vote against. We need your help again. It seems people are shifting in the direction of corruption. Something in her back pocket, it seems. 4 votes 4 votes for and 2 against. The letter V and the letter Y, man. It's nothing like the letter Q. We're almost at a
See.
tie, but evil might win the day.
Which is
See, the continuation of gambling is not truly where I draw my allegiances. It's not that I could set a premium price if gambling were outlawed and I went down below the veils and the curtains of gentrified society. It's not at all about that. You completely misunderstand where I'm coming from. Yes, that would appeal to my pockets, but I think on a bigger scale than that. I have lived 1,000 lives, and I have died 1,000 deaths, and we will live eternal, so long as all of this remains as it is. It's not about the money for me, it's about the perpetuation of wealth. And if gambling is outlawed, I could make a quick profit off of that, yes. But in the long scheme of things, we would all be at a net loss because we would be dead. We can't profit off of corpses unless we're in the oil industry.
You're not sure
We're
that
not.
banning this will cause losses, though. That's merely an assumption. As I said, if things go underground, you still have what you need. You still gain your power. Nothing is weakened, it's merely moved away from their attention. You have more to gain. And as you said,
And the Sephiroth has everything
you're
to
looking
lose.
how so? Prove.
The Sephiroth sustains itself off of the vices of our community. If we
Would
outright
the vices
ban
not be
them,
stronger if they have to do it in secret? You increase the
They-
amount of guilt, shame, secrecy.
the concentration
You need
would
it-
increase,
you needed
but
to
the
ban
overall
them.
vice would decrease.
You needed ban them to. You need to ban them to have an increase in shame. That already exists among mortals. The Sephiroth needs the continuation of these vices.
Let me ask you then, how many of your deviants take you for a walk out in public? Or are your games done behind closed doors? I don't see you very openly flaunting your abilities. You didn't walk in here naked. You took your clothes off once the doors were closed. You're a prime example of your own hypocrisy.
What about this makes me hypocritical?
You said that they should be able to openly worship as they wish, but you do it in secret. You gain your power from secrecy. What harm is there in continuing that, encouraging it? More will come.
Because what you talk about is not secrecy, it's putting up a fence and barring them from ever reaching it. If they cannot cross the river, then they cannot reach their destination.
You put up a fence, they dig a hole. You fill a moat, they craft a boat. There are examples of history showing that any time an obstacle is put in front of humanity, they persevere. They find a way to make it work. Sexuality is the greatest example of that. Greed is the greatest example of that. Why violence is the greatest example of that. We always find a way to work around the system. Nothing is in danger. It is merely a changing of the paradigm.
It is not. There are too few who would reach that destination. Too few to feed the Sephiroth. Yes, a few may
Indeed.
make it across the river, but they will not.
And they'll be stronger for it.
stronger, and more worthy of powering.
And the Sephiroth will be weakened by lack of nourishment.
Precisely.
Nourished from the greatest, instead of merely sustained on weakness.
And
I
what
mean,
proof
should
have
we
you
not
that
search for
greater...
many?
History is my proof. We're a prime example of adversity. You did not leave the barrier open for all in the apocalypse. You closed the gates.
We do.
Against a flood that would otherwise crush us. You're talking about opening these gates again and having us crushed into that flood.
Not at all. You were speaking of having things be out in the open. I merely said to continue doing what we always have. Close it off, shut it out, make us stronger from within.
Incorrect. I was talking about having them restricted from reaching us. There's a difference of it being out in the open.
Restricting from reach. Curious. Is that not what the bill hopes to do?
To restrict
The
them from
bill
reach?
hopes to undo all that we have created.
We have rebuilt before. This city is a prime example of that, as I've stated before. Every example you give me, I can show you where humanity has overcome and persevered that obstacle and become greater for it.
And yet there is no need to rebuild. Why rebuild now?
I find the complacency in your argument so boring. I would rather
not-
see I would rather
There is-
see them work and strive than become fat and lazy.
And yet you've argued against everyone here, and you've mentioned me being intent only on my house. How can that be so when, and I'm going to spend another shard and have my angelic spouse from another house approach?
Spouse from another house be lit.
I'm gonna counter shard and have my spouse enter as well.
Well, shit. I guess I should
We're gonna
probably
just
spouse
What
JoJo
does-
stand this.
What does
People
your...
are.
Well, no, I have an ability that lets me summon someone.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah,
No,
it is one of my things.
Like- You're like, I swear I'm a Defiant. I know how the powers work. I'm not anything else but a Defiant.
Yeah, exactly. I know how this
I
works too.
swear I'm
Yeah.
not
I am not a horseman of...
Oh, where'd it go?
pasta? It
Spend
sounds
a
delicious.
shard. Spend a shard to make anyone I know show up in a scene. This is to debunk their Connie's claim that we are only out for ourselves. And I take my angel's hand and I lean into her and I lick along her neck.
Well, that certainly is erotic, but it doesn't quite prove the point.
It debunks yours. We are not here to claim individual power. We're here to serve the Sephiroth. We're all here together.
Indeed. As we should be.
You notice the
And
unbearable
early
look of
she
great
meant-
distress on her face.
She's like, what did I walk into? As we should be.
The fact that we are complacent, I would deny and decry that. This is a cycle of controlled chaos. There's no complacency in this. It's up to the dice who wins and who loses. Sometimes the house doesn't win, and that's fine because it adds to the tension. It adds to the carnal nature of mankind. They want to win, and they need to sometimes. You're proposing the exact opposite of that. You're proposing that mankind's virtues win all the time, except for those discreet few who are otherwise incapable of engaging in sinful acts. You
I'm
are proposing an
the
outright
house
ban
will always win.
on order and chaos. You're proposing
Not
the
at
end
all.
times.
Order always prevails. Chaos is destructive. I'm proposing the house will always win, as it should be. You're a woman of the casino. You should know that better than anyone.
The house wins when it doesn't sometimes. Because that draws the players in.
Hmm.
And
What better way to draw
although-
them
I'd like to
in
interject
by
here.
keeping...
The sound of a horn. It means a decision was made.
Not in our favor, I don't think.
Half of the people here, roughly, seem pleased by it. Half of the people here, roughly, seem quite obsessed by it. Now, appeals to order and appeals to reason seem to have some sort of impact here. A lot of angels, a lot of paranoid, defiant, maybe some movers and shakers, maybe some bad actors. We don't quite know what's caused the ultimate shift, but it seems for some reason the machinations of figures in the shadows and faces in the dark, people moving and planning by a hair, the institutions have been banned. This is an uprooting for everyone. There's very little to do here, as well guarded as this building is. No chaos, no violence to be had. At least I don't imagine. But rather, people have to head home, right? Figure out what's next.
I feel it's time to put your theories to the test. We'll see what comes of humanity now that they know where their limitations are, and if history will repeat itself in that they will persevere and overcome the small hurdles we put in front of them. Don't think of it as a loss. Think of it merely as 2 steps back and a few more steps forward down the road.
If you have as much money as I have, you never lose. I'm merely disappointed.
Well, I'm glad you're not
weakened
a
us.
sore looter. One of you isn't a sore loser.
Slip of the tongue.
Any last words, Lish?
By then, it would be too late. You speak of putting theories to the test, and you chaotically gamble with our very existence.
Not at all. I understand the nuances of how order is structured. It's in my nature to test, to build, to endure. That is what the angels have decreed through the highest order. And she'll look to your spouse and the other angels that were congregated that seem to shift in the directions. It is, after all, what we are here for, to test the mortals. It's why we were created.
But not to break them. and you've just broken very many of them.
Time will tell. We'll see how many are broken, and when the time comes, perhaps you'll be able to say, I told you so, or perhaps you'll merely choke on those words. And with that, she'll get up and just kind of run the flaming sword along the table as she turns to walk out. Until next time, it was wonderful seeing both of you, all of you, really. Stop by the bar if you wish to have a drink and another friendly chat.
What bar? You don't have one anymore.
You're right. I guess I'll have to persevere. And she'll shut the door.
Oh,
That was a damn good line. I was gonna do a.
that was
do
good.
a
I actually
one
think
take. I think that's it.
on that semi-apocalypse. I mean, really, that blow. I have no better way to end the session. Unfortunately,
That's
I
it.
guess this is the story of populism. I said let's put it to a vote, and the people said the bad one. So fantastic.
Of course
Are
they
we-
said the
baddies?
bad one. Do you know why they said the baddies? Do you know why they said the bad one? It's Weave the Tail, that's why.
Yeah. Well, he's
Why
Nuke
would you
here.
give them that
Welcome
power?
to the
You
Thunderdome.
doomed us the moment you let them vote.
I know.
See, this
You're
is
doing
the
well.
problem
You
with
got the first one.
You can't trust the people.
Oh no, it's good.
Sorry, my dragon is.
Oh.
And it was 2v1 as well, so it was like
It wasn't. It wasn't. It was the entire Weave the Tail against us. And you
Yeah.
know,
Yep.
you know, they always want discord. They never want anyone to win. That's how Weave the Tail is.
No.
Listen,
Oh,
listen.
man.
I am on a mission from God, so it's my job.
No, Rin, I hate you.
Aw,
That's so
I ship
good.
it.
This is what I do. I am an angel of the highest order. It is my job to bring about the apocalypse, and through that there was no chaos. This is exactly what was ordained.
Yeah.
My dragon ass is like,
Spot
okay,
up.
well, I can get some cash off this. Bad decision overall,
Yep.
though.
Let me liquidate.
Listen, it could
gambled
still
and
be
lost.
profitable. Those illegal gambling halls are gonna make you premium.
Oh, rest assured, I'm making a profit off of this. I'm just disappointed.
I'm not
I'm
mad.
not
I'm
mad,
just
Red.
disappointed.
I am very disappointed in you.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not
Like,
disappointed.
I won either way. I've got the money. I'm just sad that it happened the way that it did, and I wish it didn't. I wish you were better, but no.
And don't you dare claim that this was 2v1, because it was not. This was 2v20.
Yeah. No, I unleashed
Classic.
something. That was nightmare mode. That was great. But in
Yeah.
real time it was quite the suspense. That was nice.
It was
very
tense.
fun.
It was tense watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
watching
I
that
was
vote
like,
count.
oh shit.
Whew. All right.
Good
Well,
stuff.
let's
Thank
start
you.
with
Thank
the
you.
Yeah, no, and if to the viewers that got the game, build that character, play it. If you have questions, I mean, just message me on Discord. Why not?
I mean,
Defiant.
hell,
I love Defiant.
back it on Kickstarter. It's up there.
Yeah,
It's on
back it on
Kickstarter
Kickstarter.
right
It's
now.
almost done. Get
You
it now
can
while it's still
back
there.
Got a
7
week.
more days, I think,
Yeah.
right?
Get it before it's banned. Yeah.
Fucking
Defiant 1980.
No fun in this city.
Yeah. Defiant Footloose. I'm here for it. I'm so here for it.
Oh my god, yes.
Ugh.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, no, I would totally do it. All right. I guess we do our outros because I know we're running late and this might not have been on people's agendas for One Shot Wednesday. Let's start with
check
Pat.
my DMs if I got a date. Hi, I am Pat, aka Spider Queen Long. You can find me at long_spider on Twitter. Got like 6K and growing now. It's crazy. Twitter loves me apparently. But I am here and queer for this and many more things. You can find me on my channel, Diesel Shot, where we host games quite often. We're also currently deving, as I so briefly put it, developing the Change Stars game/system, which we successfully kickstarted in May or March. What comes before June? Whatever the one before Pride Month is. Anyway.
Yay, I'm backer.
Yes.
Me too. I'm
lot
gonna
of
be in the game. Woo!
Yeah, no, I'll have to do art for you. Actually, you contractually obligated me to draw art for you, and I fucking love it.
It's true.
Yeah, you're gonna be in the game. So Change Stars, we're deving that most mornings or our mornings, 2 to 4 or whatever. Then in the evenings we usually have a game. So from the weekly standpoint, on Mondays we do High Road, which is our ongoing uh, Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition game. Tuesdays, sometimes once every other week, Lee is on the Tabletop Anthologies channel playing Conan. They're doing some piracy things. It's very fun. Check out Tabletop Anthologies. And after that, regardless of the week, every single one of them, I'm on Garblog Games with the American edition, and we are doing Spectaculars, which, to be honest, is my favorite superhero game that I've played yet. I have not encountered a better one than Spectaculars. That's my full endorsement of the game, and I'm not even paid by them. On Wednesdays, usually we don't do very much except for back all the cool friends that we have. Except coming up soon, we are going to be doing a Worlds Without Numbers game, backed by some lovely friends of ours, Fool's Moon, who are going to be backing our Worlds Without Number game. So check that out, coming up soon on Wednesdays. I believe it starts around 6 to 8, maybe something like that. And Thursdays, we have our ongoing Uranium Fever game. Very exciting. That's our Fallout tabletop role-playing game using a custom system that we developed. And on Fridays and Thursdays, and Saturdays, sorry, it is usually time for me to do an evening Mothership or other sci-fi game, including Change Stars one-shot. But also, if you catch me around 4 to 7, you can find me on Garblog Games playing Worlds Without Number. I just started playing Worlds Without, or sorry, not Worlds Without Number, Worlds of Darkness. I just found out. I just learned how to play Vampire the Masquerade 2nd edition, and I'm very excited to see what comes next. I've been on the periphery of the vampire, community for quite some time, but it's finally time for me to sink my teeth into the game, and I couldn't be more excited about that. So, that's me. You can find me on Diesel Shot. Just Google us. You can also check me out on Twitter, long_spider, and you'll find me. Thank you very much for having me on the show. This is great. And back Defiant, everybody. It's on Kickstarter for another 7 days. This was a blast. I had so much fun. Ian was a great DM, and I would absolutely love to get into a campaign of this game, not just because it would give me an excuse to wear horns all the time. So, check out Deviant. Or, Defiant.
Deviant. That would be the Footloose version.
Yeah, Deviant's my module in the system.
Dancing's banned, among other things, like everything. But dancing is banned, and you're gonna dance about it. God damn it!
I made sure dancing was the first thing on the list. No dancing.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, so you admit it.
Oh yeah. Now that it's over, I admit it. It was me. It was me.
No, it was.
The imposter wins.
Wow, who would have thought? We didn't. I guess character creation. All right, Shay.
Hello, everyone. I'm Shay. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/ShayGem, where I usually draw art. I will be resuming my art streams coming Monday, barring any unforeseen circumstances. I just got my second COVID shot. I'm sure it won't last a week. Oh my gosh, a lot's happening at once. Just moved, all sorts of things. I will also be looking to start some tabletop games on my stream, so it won't be just art. I will be picking up looking to start to GM a Things from the Flood campaign with some amazing actors and players. I am and other artists, and I will also maybe be considering something else to add to that mix. However, I am also open for commissions as well. If you're not in my Discord and can't contact me there, you can contact me via Twitter. My Twitter handle is at Gemshae, GEMSHAE. For some reason, it's dyslexic. I don't know why. But I do lots of character art, map designs, logo designs, cute little chibi emotes. I'm a big fan of the chibi emotes. I've gotten a few Star Wars commissions recently. That was really fun. But hey, check me out.
All right. Last, not least, Rin, Party What Games, our GM, our player,
Hi.
our ST, our villain.
Yep. Our villain. It's me. Hi, Rendis, Party Wipe Games. You can find me at Party Wipe Games everywhere. In case it wasn't obvious, I was War, one of the horsemen of the apocalypse, here to destroy the wonderful city held by these Defiants. Thank you, audience, for helping bring about your own destruction, because you are sheep. Sheep! Oh, it's fine. I love you. You can catch us most days of the week, either here on Weave the Tale or over at our channel, Party Wipe Games, where we do a number of things, such as Vampire the Masquerade on Tuesdays. Thursdays, I'm over on Valdrian's channel. I forgot to mention it before, but we play a modified Blades in the Dark game, where it is a fantasy western instead of being just the normal, like, your cockney English thieves in a spooky shadow town sort of thing. But instead, it's a spooky western town, and I play another talkie type person who can talk their way into and out of trouble, and it's great. Trudvang is up in the air. We might be doing something new on Thursdays. It's not quite sure yet. I don't think they ever mentioned if the Monster of the Week was going to happen on the one shot, because it didn't happen last time, but maybe tomorrow. Who knows? Fridays, Cult, Divinity Lost, Downfall. It starts late, but if I'm willing to give up my sleep for it, you should too, because it's a great show, and I make people suffer in it, and they make their own lives awful because they're bad people in that game. And they have a talking dog, so that's something. You guys should always donate to Pet Pals for all the games. That's just something that I encourage. Give them dogs. Saturdays, Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition over on our channel, and then Sundays we play Savage Worlds, and it's all great. And that is it. I will not run this too long so that we can get out of here.
All right. Well, that brings me to me. I'm Ian. I am on the Weave the Tale channel. Fridays or Saturdays, not Fridays. I guess it depends on where you are. Trouble on the Turnpike. It's really weird. It's like if you got Fallout and you said, let's turn on Wild Wasteland, and have like a really weird GM, and just kind of let the players do whatever they want. It's funny. It's wacky. It's not my usual thing. I'm also on Penny for a Tale channel a lot every Sunday for Pathfinder. We have good guests. We continue to have good guests. We have great guests. If you're interested in playing Pathfinder, just like join the short backlog of like people I love having on that come in with their really cool character ideas and challenge my ability to GM. I've had like since 2017, so 2 pandemics ago. I've had like maybe 35, 40 people at my table for like the continuity that is Pathfinder, over almost 80 player characters. Love Pathfinder, love Fallout, love Defiant. That's all I've played so far. But I'm just going to be on this channel until the end of time, or when this ban on fun is lifted due to the corrupt Defiant. But that's all I've got tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Shout out to our sponsors. If you're looking for this game, this session should be evidence that it can be whatever you want. I started with nothing. We just cultivated an entire story arc. It culminated in a live vote and people staking claims for all that they hold dear. It was a lot of fun, and you can find a lot in the system that really caters to that narrative, story-driven experience, even though that was basically combat as far as I could tell. Like, we really chose violence with those dialogue options. But yeah, that's my thing for the night. See us Friday. We have a bunch of shows. We're just, I don't know, again, to Twitch tomorrow. We'll just be live streaming something. So thank you very much for watching, and good night.